how can we actually use the funds which are available on our mobile and use it for shopping, use it for online applications, use it for different functionalities, for micropayment basically. So how can we use this mobile money to buy online applications, say flowers on Facebook, anniversary cake on Facebook, really microtransaction like 20 cents, 30 cents, 40 cents, 10 cents. So, if we were able to transfer this minute amount of money using our mobile, or for buying, say, a soda can, or buying almost anything which is really small, there's a lot of money to be made, because there are a huge amount of products which we can't right now buy or use because the transaction amounts are so small that it's not feasible to use either PayPal or a credit card merchant service. It just takes 35 cents out of the entire business transaction. So I'm talking about now micropayments, like 25 cents, 50 cents, $1, and how can we actually make money on it. So you might have heard about people who have actually made a lot of money selling iPhone applications. So why can't just some student out of nowhere start making money using the out of Facebook application? So we have created a product called Zoller, and the idea is that we're doing this right now in 2 countries. One is Malaysia and one is Pakistan. What we're doing is we're using the prepaid market mobile phones, and which is 90% of the entire user base in these 2 countries, and we're taking the balance which is on their mobile, which is normally 100 rupees to 50 ringgit, which is like anywhere from $1 to $20 on their mobile. And we're using this money and we're just making it available for developers, for the market, to actually use it for anything they want. So now you have a market base instantaneously of, say, 100 million people from Pakistan who have mobile phones and who have this money on their mobile, and anybody who is going to want to offer services for micropayments can use this money for doing anything they want. For example, the main product which we thought of would be usable would be, for example, you have multiple carriers in the country. For example, in Pakistan there are 7 carriers of GSM. So you want to transfer money from carrier A to carrier B. Right now they don't allow to do that. So we created an app where you can transfer the money, say 50 rupees, which is like 50 cents, from carrier A to carrier B. Now you might think, why would somebody want to transfer 50 cents from carrier A to carrier B in the first place? The reason is that, unlike the US, 50 cents don't make 2-minute phone call. 50 cents can actually make a 50-minute phone call from Pakistan to the US. Similarly, if they're calling within the network, they can make a 100-minute phone call, or up to 100 calls using that money. Or they can send 5,000 SMSs using that money. So 50 cents actually go a long way when you're talking third world countries or developing countries. So now that would be the first application that they can transfer money from one carrier to another carrier, and that money can be used for this purpose by students, by children, by teenagers, to transfer money, or for paying off loans which they have taken for the Coca-Cola, or for the sandwich which they bought at tea time, or at a break or whatever. So that's the application number 1. Now think of application number 2, Facebook. Now there are 100 million mobile users, but unfortunately, till now there are only around 1.5 million Facebook users in Pakistan. However, this market is growing at like around 20% a month, and it's growing very rapidly. So we wanted to take advantage of it. Now we're selling, say, flowers. Instead of selling just flowers, we're selling a mithai, which is a sweet dish in India, Pakistan, and we're selling it for 10 rupees a kilo, which is like 6 or 7 cents or maybe 10 cents per kilo. So it's virtual mithai, virtual sweets, which you can now give on the anniversary, on a birthday, as a gift, as a gesture, whatever. You know, just like you were selling flowers. As you see on Facebook, when you have a birthday, it comes up with different gifts and you have to pay 10 points, 20 points to Facebook. Now, paying to Facebook was a difficult task. So we created our own gifts on Facebook, where whenever there's a birthday or an anniversary, our application pops up and requests the person to send these gifts, which includes 5 free gifts also, to the person. And if they opt in, they can pay 10 rupees, which is, as I said, around 7-8 cents, give and take, to buy a kilo of mithai. Different kinds of mithais are available. So they simply take their mobile phone, top up their Paki Pay, which we have the service called pakipay.com, which acts as a carrier in between the entire operation of mobile to mobile transfer. You top up your account you simply take your funds and you transfer it to our account on Paki Pay, and your account gets topped up instantaneously. Once you have, say, 20-30 rupees in your Paki Pay account, you can start buying cakes, flowers, or mithai or whatever from the application and set it off. So you just use your mobile money to buy gifts. We have another customer coming in and asking for appointments for doctors. So in Pakistan, general practitioners are there, and there's a long queue for good practitioners, and they charge like $2 for looking at a patient. Now, a lot of places have queuing system installed. So we created a queuing system where not just anybody would just simply get a queue number, but they have to pay, say, 50 cents for each ticket, so which can then be used as their prepayment for the doctor's appointment, for the government appointment, or whatever. So the point of charging them 50 cents is because now they will actually show up after taking the appointment. So again, it's a very small amount of money which I'm talking about, which ends up into a lot of money because there are like 100 million users out there which are mostly uneducated, unconnected, they don't have internet access, and there's a lot of things which they do every single day which requires them to pay 10 rupees, 20 rupees, 30 rupees, and we want to cash into that market. And similarly, exactly same thing has been done in Malaysia, where the same thing, carriers to carrier transfer is not available, and it's totally free in Malaysia. For example, if you transfer money within your carrier, they don't charge anything. So we're taking advantage of that, and the user simply top up our account, and then we have another account with the second carrier. We send money from our account to the user's account, wherever that, whichever carrier that might be. So this transaction then takes place through us as a intermediary, and the transaction takes place, and it's a high volume, very small transaction service marketplace which we're in. In the .com world now, there's money to be made from the masses. A lot of transactions, humongous amount of transactions, but very, very small. That space has been totally empty. Mobiles are going to take over the banks. Everybody's saying that mobiles are going to become the next, mobile companies are going to become the next banks. There have been mergers between mobile companies and banks in certain countries. So, and I would think that this has a huge potential, and if you think that you have something which we can work on with you for Zoller.com or this micropayment transaction service, do get in touch with us. My name is Rehan Allahwala, and you can contact me on Facebook, or you can email me at rehan@rehan.com. Thank you.